Hello history fans, a look at the Spanish conquest. Get ready because we're about to take a funny yet scary trip back to the 1500s. Imagine this. Europe, a place full of ambition and questionable hygiene, sets its sights on the New World. What could go wrong? Spoiler alert, a lot. Enter the Spanish conquistadors, a mixed group of adventurers, soldiers, and guys who probably still owed their moms money. They sailed across the ocean, not for delicious food or dancing, but for gold, glory, and the chance to maybe find a magical fountain of youth. The Spanish conquest of the Americas was a clash of civilizations, a story of ambition, greed, and really bad luck. For the native people, that is. We're talking empires falling, cultures changing, and enough historical drama to make your history textbook cry. So grab your conquistador helmets, or a strainer will do, because things are about to get real, historically speaking. Cortés and the Aztecs, Montezuma's not-so-great adventure. First up on our conquest tour is Hernán Cortés, the ultimate overachiever of the conquistador world. Cortés landed in Mexico in 1519 with a few men and a lot of boldness. He was greeted by the Aztecs, ruled by Montezuma, a man who apparently took the saying, "Keep your friends close but your enemies closer," a bit too seriously. Cortés, never one to miss a chance, took Montezuma hostage because that's what you do when you're a guest in a foreign land, right? The Aztecs, understandably annoyed by this whole hostage situation, revolted. Cortés, not one to be outdone, fought back, helped by disease, native allies who weren't big fans of the Aztecs, and just how bold the whole thing was. By 1521, the once mighty Aztec Empire was in ruins, and Cortés was basically the king of the rubble. Talk about a hostile takeover. Pizarro and the Incas drama in the mountains. Next we head south to the Andes Mountains where Francisco Pizarro was busy staging a dramatic takeover against the Inca Empire. Pizarro, arriving in 1532, had a go big or go home attitude, and wow, did he go big! He captured the Inca Emperor, Atahualpa, and held him for a king's ransom, literally. We're talking a room filled with gold and silver. Spoiler alert, the Incas paid up, and Atahualpa still got executed. Cold-hearted Pizarro. With the Inca leadership in chaos, Pizarro swooped in and claimed the empire for Spain. The Inca resistance fought bravely, but in the end, they were no match for Pizarro's ruthlessness and the European diseases making their people sick. The fall of the Inca Empire was a tragedy, a proof of the terrible impact of European conquest, and a reminder that sometimes history is just plain unfair. Section 4, El Dorado and its discontents, the Spanish obsession with gold. Now let's talk about the main reason behind this whole conquest thing, gold. The Spanish conquistadors weren't exactly subtle about their desire for riches. They were basically the 1500s version of that friend who always forgets their wallet. They searched everywhere for El Dorado, the mythical city of gold, but sadly, it was about as real as a unicorn riding a dragon. However, that didn't stop them from robbing temples, melting down treasures, and generally causing trouble in their quest for riches. The results of this gold rush were terrible. Native populations were forced to work, their lands destroyed, and their cultures disrupted. The Spanish obsession with gold left a trail of destruction and exploitation behind. They did find a lot of silver though, so there's that. Section 5, Disease the Unexpected Conquistador. But wait, there's another player in this historical drama, and it's a real downer disease. You see, while the Spanish were busy conquering and looting, they were also accidentally spreading a biological weapon, smallpox. Smallpox tore through the native people like wildfire. With no protection against European diseases, the native people were devastated. It's estimated that up to 90% of the native population died from disease. So, while the conquistadors might have had the guns and the horses, smallpox was the real MVP, most valuable plague, of the conquest. It was a tragic and accidental result of the meeting between two worlds. Section 6, Beyond the Battlefield, Native Allies and the Fall of Empires. Now you might be thinking, wait, did the Spanish do this all by themselves? And the answer is a big no. The fall of both the Aztec and Inca empires was helped by native allies who saw a chance to overthrow their rulers. The Aztecs, with their whole "let's sacrifice you to the gods" thing, weren't exactly the most popular people around. Cortés cleverly used existing rivalries, making alliances with groups who were more than happy to help him defeat the Aztec Empire. Similarly, The Inca Empire was full of internal divisions, which Pizarro took advantage of. He promised power and freedom to those who joined the Spanish crown. And hey, who can resist the appeal of a shiny new empire, even if it comes with a side of colonization? The point is, the Spanish conquest wasn't just a European thing. It was a complicated mix of alliances, betrayals, and power struggles, with native groups playing a key role in shaping the outcome. Section 7. A legacy of language, culture, and inequality. The lasting impact of the conquest. The Spanish conquest of the Americas was a game-changer, and not in a good way for the native people. It started centuries of colonial rule, cultural change, and systemic inequality that still exists today. The Spanish language, Catholicism, and a whole lot of horses now call Latin America home, thanks to the conquest. But so does a legacy of inequality and exploitation, as indigenous populations continue to deal with the after-effects of colonialism. The conquest is a stark reminder of what humans are capable of, both good and bad, for exploration and exploitation. It's a history lesson worth remembering, even if it's told with a good amount of humor and a bit of cynicism. Because, let's be honest, sometimes you have to laugh at how absurd it all is, just to keep from crying.